turn up for rewards, get me TV reward. You know, everyone turn up on Range Rovers and stretch S-Class Mercedes. I'd turn up on this. Oh, didn't see you there. It's Thomas Edward. Just I wanted to do this video for a while. I have this thing where I sort of go, if I'm going to win a lotto tomorrow, I'll buy this amount of cars what are for sale right now on the, well, today is the 23rd of November 2020. So this is 5 cars what I'd go out tomorrow and buy if I won the Euro Millions. So I'll talk to them through it, and I'll put the pictures of what they are up on the screen so you'll see, and I'll tell you why I want them and what I like about them and all the things, and a bit of history about them. So we'll get started, shall we? So first is I want a Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, but I want an early one, because the early ones have the early hubcaps and they have the bigger clock on the dash. Looks like a long digital, looks like a smartphone, like a screen. And a lot of the early ones tend to have the fog lamps on them. A lot of the later ones don't, and a lot later ones they did a different front bumper on them. But this one, what's for sale on the moment, is a silver and red, like a burgundy colour. It's a really nice, as I say, showbiz colour, you know, because you've got to have the right colour in the Silver Spirit. You cannot, because I love them, but if it's a silver one or if it's I don't know, like a black one, they don't really appeal to me as a car. But this one's just the right colour, the right spec, and it's an 83 car, so I like early. I could go up to about an 85, possibly 86, depends the spec, but I'd rather get an 81 to 83 car like this one. And this one's quite expensive because they are quite affordable. You can get them for about 5 to 8 grand for like a half decent road worthy one, but this one's 12 grand. But it's a nice colour, and it's the guys are selling it have serviced it for many years, and it looks like a well looked after car. And it's the one car where I think, because the family history goes back into money many moons ago, and it must come out of my genes, but I just want to be chauffeured around in a classic Rolls Royce, and especially Silver Spirit. So yeah, I'd really like that, and it's got a full red interior, what sort of matches sort of the outside, and it's got the early steering wheel like the generation before the Silver Shadow had. It was like a big light steering wheel on them, and I loved that. That was great. Just all the early features. Yeah, I'd like in the back. Just looking at the back seats now, I'd like picnic tables in it, like some of the Silver Spurs had, what were the long wheelbase versions of the Spirit. But you know, you could, if you had loads of money, you just go to a upholstery and say, look, here's some picnic tables, put them in. There's a scrap yard called Flying, I think it's Flying Spares, and they're Rolls Royce and Bentley breakers. And I'd probably go to them and say, look, I want some tables out the back of a spur, and we'll put them in mine. And I'd probably get, I don't know if it looked tacky or not, there was an option on Silver Spirits where you could get a gold Spirit in Ecstasy for the bonnet, a gold one. It might look a bit tacky on that colour, but maybe we could try and get one of them as well. So yeah, that's the first car I'd like. So tomorrow I could be going out and paying £12,750. And then I could sit in the back, and I've got a friend in mind I want to pay as my chauffeur, so that would be happening there, and then I would get chauffeured round, and then I'd do my YouTube videos of all my local landmarks in the back of a Rolls Royce. Proper show business, yeah, proper old school show business. So the next car I'd like tomorrow if I won the lotto is a BMW E36 3 Series. Now this is a car, well, a shape of car I've grown to love, because we have one in the family and I've done a lot of work on it and been to a lot of car shows in one of these, and I love the shape of them. Now this one is, and how do I explain it, this one is the baby engine one, but it isn't the baby engine one, depends who you talk to. It's a 318 IS, and to be honest, that is the best engine to get an E36 shape. but this is an M44 318 IS, so it's a later engine. The early ones were an M42. But this car is just a nice spec. So it's an individual colour, this car. It's in like this really pink purple colour. It's really nice, and it's one of the best ones on eBay at the moment. But it isn't the best ones at the moment because it does need rough doing on rear arches and on front wings, and you could get a better one. But I like the colour. And it's got quite a few options on what are quite nice. It's got heated seats, so it's quite a rare option. And I think it's got, let me look down here. I think it's got, if I find it, I don't know, I can't find it, but I'm sure this car had a, where is it? Let's see. I thought this car had an LSD on it. It could do. Some ISs did come with an LSD, let me slip differential. I think this one comes with it. I hope it does, because it's quite a nice option to have in the IS, and it makes it, back in the day when these came out, and some of them had the LSD fitted in them, they were nicknamed the Baby M3, because they had the M3 suspension on and everything, and the diff. But a lot of them were open diffs, like 1.5 on was an open diff one, but we have got an LSD installed for that one. So yeah, this is a car I'd buy tomorrow. I'd probably boot him down on price a bit because it's £3,195. I'd like to probably get that two grand, because they've gone up. About 8 years ago when we got ours, you could pick them up for 200 quid to 800 quid, dirt cheap. But now the lowest you're going to get one is for £1 grand. Not really. They've gone up like E30s the generation before. The earlier 3 Series 80s. So these are going up the same now, and especially the ISs, because the thing what you got to get with the 318 IS is people bought them, young lads always bought them, put a 6-cylinder in, drifted them, and then they got ruined. Then all those rare parts, and the ISs sort of got a rare species now, so when they do come up for sale, they go, because what people want to know, people realise that they're really good. And also what's really good about them is the M42 and M44 engine you get in them is a twin cam, but it's got a vertical valve system on, so if you get about, I think it's 4,700 RPM, it opens up all its 16 valves, and it's quite fast. So it's got quite a nice engine in, and at the time when BMW designed this engine, what was for them, they did it in E30, about 89 to 91, and BMW said it's got like the BMW press people said, it's got too much power. Can you limit it a bit? And it was put down to 140. I think it was nearly like a 325 sort of horsepower, like a 170. I think it was quite, I think it's quite high horsepower, because people bore them out. People, when they race these, they bore them out to a 2 litre, and you can get quite a bit of horsepower out. And there's a guy online called Boris, BDS Performance, and he tunes them, and you can make them really fast. And he's got quite a fat old one, that's about 300 horsepower. It's like M3 power, that. So they're quite a good engine. So yeah, I can go on about E36s all day, especially ISs all day I can go on about, but that's the car I'd buy tomorrow, and I'd send it straight to the body shop to get all its work done on it, and then it'd be a great show car. And also, just looking at it now, it's actually got, I forgot, it's got no sunroof, so that's a rare car, having a show with no sunroof, because a lot of people opted for the sunroof. It was like a £700 option, and a lot of people had that, but this one hasn't, so it's quite a nice rare car, that. So yeah, that's the car I'd have after next to me Silver Spirit. So we'll go down the garage. So this will be my big showbiz bungalow with my big 10-car garage, but today I'm choosing my first 5. So the next one is one of my biggest dreams. So I'm a Land Rover guy, as some of you might know, and it wouldn't be a video without a Land Rover in, but the Land Rover I love the most is Range Rover Classics, and especially 2 doors, and especially early 4 doors, but there's none of them for sale at the moment, so I'm not talking about one of them. I'm going to talk about this really nice 2 doors at the moment. It's in green with a gold stripe. It's a 73, so it's quite an early one. I think it's like a Suffix B, because the early ones were Suffix A. Really nice car. just the right colour. It's got these big ugly spot lamp, fog lamps on the front. I'd take them off and put some Lucas Square ones on it. Period look. It's lovely. It's got, you know, Range Rover Classic got lovely long gear stick in it and everything. It's great. And I'd have one of them and I'd tour about the Lake District and then do some green lanes and get a famous page at TD5 Adventures but with me Range Rover. So that's what I'd do. And that would sit very nicely next to my Rolls Royce, because what you do is in the winter, you'd be like, oh, it's snowing, let's go on the Range Rover. So I get chauffeured around in my Range Rover. But ideally I'd like an early 4-door to do that. But a 2-door would be good. There's enough room in the back, sit there with me laptop and do all my work. So yeah, that's another car, and that's quite an expensive one compared to, well, that's nearly 40 grand. But it's quite nice, and if you had 60 million, 40,000's nothing. That's just a Sunday pocket money, that is. So yeah, I'd buy that. That's great. It's a lovely spec, that is. I've watched that for a long time. That's been on my watch list for a long time. And moving on is another Land Rover now, because I can't. Out of my car collection, there'd be more Land Rovers than normal cars. But at the moment, I couldn't fit all of them into the 5 cars I want, what I'd buy tomorrow. So the next one is quite an unusual one, and to the purists, they won't like it. But to the Chelsea tractor driver of Older Edge in Cheshire, this would appeal to them quite well. You know, they love this. And to be honest, I quite like it as well. But it's a Land Rover Defender 90, 99 model, so it's got TD5 in it. Beast of an engine. But you can tune and make it sound quite raspberry. But it's in this, I think it's a Ford Focus ST colour. It's like a pearlescent yellow. It's a lovely colour. It looks really good in the sunlight. And it's something called a Tamar or something like that. It's a custom built 90. It's got all sorts of stuff on it and a really custom interior in it. But I'd be changing bits on it. So it comes with, at the moment, let me go back to the first photo. Comes with, at the moment, they look like Range Rover Sport, brand new Range Rover Sport wheels on it. I'd take them off and I'd put some silver sawtooth wheels off a very late Defender in silver. And I'd put a snorkel on it and paint it the same colour so it'd blend in. And I'd put they do these lovely sun visors what sit on the top of the screen, like, it looks like an American truck, you know. And I'd have 3 little orange lights on it to make it look like an American truck. I love American stuff. And I'd have it lit up like a Christmas tree, pretty much. So you'd have all lights over it, but I won't have lots of spots. I'll just have lots of running lights over it, and I'll probably have a couple of running lights down the side, so when you're pulling out junctions, people can see you. And I'll probably put, what else would I put on it? Maybe put a work light on the back of it. And that would be me proper daily flyabout 90. I'll just do anything in and tow anything and rescue people with it. That'd be cool, that is. Just a nice car, really nice. So yeah, I'd have that. That'd be the thing I'd buy. And that's 25 grand. It's a lot of cash, but Sunday pocket money again. If you had 60 million quid. So yeah, that would roll. That would. So anyway, now I'm getting distracted here. Let's go on to the last one of the 5 cars I'd buy off eBay tomorrow, and it is a Cadillac BRM, but a 1980s one. So it's a proper square lanyard, pretty much, and it's wonderful. And it's like, you can just imagine it just wallows over the bumps, and it's just nice. It's not the colour I'd choose one in. There was a really nice one for sale. It was black, and it had gold wheels, and it had a gold grille on it, and it looked really smart. But this one's nice. I've watched this one for a while. The interior's a bit bland on it. It's got like a grey interior. Ideally, I'd like a big red interior or tan interior. I like American cars, especially sort of boxy 80s, 70s sort of style, like late 70s Lincoln Continentals. Another one I like. But Caddies, love Caddies. This era of Caddy really like. This would do, if going to a showbiz gig and wanted to show off, I'd go in this rather than the Rolls Royce, just because it's huge. You know, you could turn up, right? If you turned up at, I don't know, turn up for a reward to get me TV reward, you know, and everyone turn up in Range Rovers and stretched S-Class Mercedes, I'd turn up in this with a flat cap on. That's proper smart, that was. Because it does stand out, it's just a nice car. Yeah, that would rock, that would. That's cheap, that's cheaper than the Rolls Royce, that is £6,750. That's a bargain. I bet it costs just as much to run that each month for fuel. But yeah, that's 5 cars I'd have off eBay at, what we had, the 23rd of November 2020. But I'd like a Brucey bonus. So, we're going on to Facebook, Facebook Marketplace, and I'll try and look on eBay if it was on eBay, but it's only on Marketplace. And this is a car I've wanted for a couple of years. I wasn't really into them originally, and then my uncle got me into them. I quite like them. And it's a Rover 200 BRM, limited edition, 700 and something cars we did of them. This one's average price, it's £3,500. Now, there are a bit of, people think they're worth loads of money, and other people think they're worth jack all. And I think they're not quite worth 3.5 in my opinion. I think 2.5, it's more like it. £1,500, you know, for a rough one. So this is a really nice car, but it's got something on the front what they don't normally have. Do you not see the grille on the bumper? It's normally orange, that, and it was a bit of an eyesore when it came on. People will either, its Marmite either liked it or they didn't. But this one, from new, £150 invoice to get it sprayed silver, so it'd match all the other silver decals on it, like the silver mirrors, the silver side strips, silver door handles. So yeah, that's a car I'd have. Buy that straight away. I'd just fly around in that and like the street. Just a nice little town car, got shops in it. And then take it to Pride of Longbridge, a big MG and well, Rover and MG gathering what they have at Longbridge in Birmingham where they were built. Take it down there every year. Yeah, so that's another car, and that's the Brucey bonus of the day. That's the 6th car I would buy tomorrow if I won £60 million. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's not me normal local history or talking about me model Land Rovers, but it's something I've wanted to do, and I might want to do more, because if I had 60 million, it'd be a big, I'd have an aircraft hangar full of cars, all sorts of stuff. I have quite an interesting taste of cars. So there'd be lots of stuff in there, lots of cars. There's a couple of Jeeps I want, and Mercedes, a couple more BMWs I want, a few classic cars I want. There's quite a few that I could go on forever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to give us a subscribe and give us a like and give us a comment. Tell me what 5 cars would you buy, or 6 cars what you'd buy for £60 million. I'd be interested to know what you'd buy. So, and before you go, remember to click that big